As you can see, the market is still tanking thanks to the trade wars. However, Nvda, Google, and United Healthcare are up slightly today. But the ticker I wanted to start with is Enph Energy. We ended the day at $57.86, up 9.44%. It's been a little while since I've looked over this ticker. I'm going to give you some price targets for Wednesday. To the north side from where we are takes us to 3 standard deviations, which is roughly $60.24. And above that, at another level of resistance and another potential take profit area, 62.22. To the south side, back at the middle of the trend, will take us to roughly $54.21. That is a level of support. If we get to this line, I will anticipate a bounce off of that, or we could just go sideways, chop around. 50.20, another level of support, 48.18, and at -4 standard deviations, 46.21. Looking left, you can see the clear buy signal here. And as we continue to go up, this is resistance. We just went straight through, went sideways, and this is resistance again, and now we're starting to fall a little bit. The RSI also going down with it. And there are a few gaps to the upside to consider. That will take us to roughly 61.11. And then we also have this gap still in play. That will close us out at 63.70. And as you can see, this is resistance. You can anticipate the sell-off. This turns into support and then a bounce going sideways. And let me show you this on the daily. Oh, by the way, the 1-year price target is now $78.24, which represents a 35% return from where we are on the daily. To the south side, 42.43 is the window, and then to the upside, 68.69. This gap is already filled. This gap, now I normally will close it out on the same time frame that I mark it. That way it's consistent and it lines up. Option R. Let me just take this back. Yeah, oh my goodness. Yeah, oh, there, it just caught up. So this gap already closed, which I did not clean up. It closed on January the 8th. It opened up on the 7th, so a 1-day gap. And then I saw another gap right here. Oh, look at this. So there was a gap. We gapped down. Let me turn on my magnet. So we will fill it going up at some point. So I'll just extend that. We got kind of close, but no cigar. That will take us to, oops. It is not grabbing. Oh, that's because I didn't go far enough. All right, let's take it right there. Now it will work. Ignore the blue line. So that'll take us to 73.36, not in the channel, not in the zone, not even close. Just something to be aware of when we correct. And that is closed. This one closed to the downside and went down even more. That closed at 68.75. This one, as I mentioned, it's been a while since I've cleaned up my chart. 72.03. Bunch of other gaps that have closed, which I did not pay attention to. Now let me go to the daily and see how that lines up. See, look at this. We've got a gap here as well. But again, I should be doing this on the daily because that's not the time frame. I mean, I should be doing this on the 5-minute. But since I'm here, it's just easier to see and clean up. So that's done. That took us down to 103.95. Delete. And wherever there's a price label, that means I need to clean that up because I delete all the price labels that close out. So that took us down to 107.93. Done. Done. That's finished. This one needs to be cleaned up. That took us to 115.88. Started at 100.42. This one touched right there at 96.01. If you've got the, look at this, it got wonky on me. I should reset that. I'll do that later. This one took us to 110, and then 106.27 is where we closed out. We gapped up, so we filled to the downside, and that one opened up on Tuesday, November 3rd of what? Roughly in 2020. Wow. Yeah, right there. The 3rd, the 5th, whatever, close enough. All right, let me delete that. Yeah, like I said, it's been a long time since I've cleaned this up. Whoops, really gone back and then we've got all of these gaps I need to clean up as well. Look at that. This one touched right about there, so that's done. 117, 119. Oh, look at this. Trader Murat and I were talking about this back then on September 3rd of 2024. Okay, that's, we gapped. What is that? Hold on a second. See, I've got to go do it on a different, we went up, so then we filled it to the downside. So did that? It's getting wonky on me. No, I can't move it. All right, I've got to fix that later, but I've got to fix all of these, as you can see. So it's nice to be an expert in one ticker, but obviously people don't trade that way. So you could have made money going up and money obviously going down. All right, but according to the analysts, there is plenty of upside action in store, taking us again to in the 70s. Okay, that's an old target. Yeah, let me go back to the 5. Option R to reset. Bunch of gaps that have closed that you can track for yourself. All right, the next one I want to go over is Nvda. I need to clean up this ticker. We ended the day at 115.99. So we recently had earnings, and that led to a sell-off in the sector and notable outflows from the Direction Daily Semiconductor Bull 3X shares. All right, so let me give you some targets. Direction, I don't know how you say that. All right. This will take us back to where we've been. 117.64, 119.93, and 122.27. The middle of the trend and the baseline has gone down. Oops. Command Z. I'll try that again. If your magnet is on, you cannot do it right on lining up. It will not let you. It is a little wonky. All right, support, or at least another level, 108.48, 106.31, and 103.94, which I do not anticipate we get there on Wednesday, but possibly later on, but not there just yet. As you can see, a support line here, bouncing off that, resistance and sell-off. Sell-off, oh, we've got a gap here that will take us to roughly 124.40, so that's nice. But as you can see, this gap has filled right here, starting on February 5th, and it finally touched on to the downside right there. we touched on February 28th. Okay, delete, delete. But all we did is basically retraced, gave everything back, bounced up again, went down, and the cycle repeats itself. Oh, that's done. I thought I already deleted that. And this gap is done. And then what about this tiny one that apparently I marked out? That took us down to the middle of the trend line, closed it out at 127.04. Ignore all the horizontal lines. The horizontal lines in yellow are from 2024. The purple is from 2025. All right, that's done, that's done, that's done. All right, so these are moves that I anticipated, and sure enough, it closed. And what is this one? Again, whenever I see a price label, it means it needs to be cleaned up once I see it hits a target that I was anticipating. That took us to Command Z. That took us to 139.95. Done, done. Okay, that looks good. Now, do you want to know where we could be headed? And I've talked about this before, not in the channel, not in the zone, but getting ever so slightly closer. Let's go to the daily. Option R. Now, there are not that many other gaps to fill, so that's good. But the next gap to fill would take us down to roughly 85.74. Not in the channel, not in the zone, on the daily, because on the daily we are still in an upward channel. But right here is where we are, 115.99. So again, roughly 113.02, and then after that, 135. And from the dailies chart, the next ticker up will take us to about 126.24. And everything else that I've talked about has closed except for down here, and I do not think we will get to this level again. That's like asking Apple to get back to historic lows. No, I don't think so. There's got to be a unicorn event for that to happen, and I don't think that's gonna happen. All right, so the next one I want to go over is going to be Boeing. It tanked out today because, let's see, we declined over 6. Look at how many times I've marked this thing out. 6% in the trading due to ongoing the trade war that is raising costs for raw materials, particularly aluminum, affecting the aerospace industry. Well, that's fine and dandy, but if you never watch the news, you don't pay attention, but you just look at the RSI, it's hard to see. Let me move this out of the way. Still going down, but look, after this, we bled out, so I anticipate this move, got down to here, making our way back up, and obviously it's just not going to go a stair step up. It has to go all over the place. That's the nature of the beast. And right now, we're still going down, bleeding out. I know it's tough because I'm in this for my mom, and right now I am upside down, but I am not scared about it by any means. Just something to be aware of here. So let me clean. Wait, did I already give you the price target? Because oh no, I just clicked over and then read you that. Okay, so first, let me give you the price targets. And this is on my Gap and Go trades, and I already talked about this on Sunday night or over the weekend. But because it made it at the bottom of the 226 stocks I am tracking within Vanguard's total stock market, you can do this with any ticker. Just break it down for yourself and then make a list. So we're at 158.90, down 6.56%. To the north side, 162.14. 169.18. This will be to a place we've been before, roughly 172.69. And then above that, 176.42. Now to the south side, 154.81, ignore all those lines. Those are previous support and resistance lines now. 151.93, 150.93-ish, and then down here, 147.68. All right, this gap, this one clearly just smacks me in the face. It's already done. So I extended out when I looked at this last, and because I have no idea where it's going, it touched right there on Tuesday, and this one has been in play. Oh, shoot. All right, since Tuesday, December 10th of 2024. This took us down to 157.57. This is a move I already anticipated. Of course, it's not going to come fast or easy, but look at this. All we did is go up, go back down, went up some more, and then retracing back down. You're basically giving up everything. So sometimes when people, I look at other channels and they talk about just all you do is just trade, get in, get up. They don't really do long-term except in their ETFs. They just leave that alone. But sometimes I think they're right. You just get in, get out, and you can just play it all over again without losing everything and then having to wait for everything to come back. So that is another strategy. So now, oh, did I delete those? Yeah. Okay, 149 is the next target to the downside, and the price targets I gave you, that will be on Wednesday, but towards the end of the week, Thursday, Friday, if we continue to go down on the 5, we definitely could close this out, and I would love for it to close. Yes, that hurts me, but I need it to close out so we can stop bleeding, because it's just, consider this an open wound trying to get cauterized and closed so we can have organic growth. But right now, bleeding out because of high prices and the trade war. Okay. And you know what's so funny is I have a friend in Palm Springs who is very scared right now because the market's tanking. And I said to her, when normal people like herself who do not pay attention to the market whatsoever, she has no clue, no idea about the market, it's not in her wheelhouse, she doesn't care about it, so it's okay in that sense too. But I loved it when she said it, because that to me is a buying opportunity. When people fear the market that don't pay attention to it, I like it. I am a contrarian, just like Warren Buffett. He's loving it right now with cash on the side. If you've got cash, this is a great opportunity. All right. That's my diatribe. I'm done. So this gap here that opened up on Tuesday is in play, and that will take us to roughly 170. And this gap that I was tracking also, that I extended all the way out towards the end of the week because I had no idea when it was going to close, is done right there. So I'm just going to delete that. That took us down to 173.43. That was an expected move. All right, and then that one I need to clean up as well. That closed out of the gate on Monday, so that's done Monday, and then this one opened up Monday. So closed out 2 gaps to the south side, and now we have an opportunity to go to the upside. And it will come. I can promise you that. We just don't know when. The 1-year price target is now 197.35, up 24%. And Boeing does have a moat around it. It's just had so much bad news with all the deaths and the whistleblower dying. Yeah, as if he committed suicide to the back of his head. Don't believe that one. All right. I'm going to leave it there. Oh, look at this. Triple M. I wanted to buy this a long time ago when I didn't, and it was at a low of 95, I think, is when I caught it. Oh, no, 76. Unreal. So congrats there, even though it's down for the day. We've got a gap fill here. I am not interested in this anymore because it's so high up. I like to troll for good quality stocks that have taken a dive. Target is close to the, well, it bounced, but it did hit a 52-week low. That's something to look at. CSX, a bunch of tickers. But right there, just troll for some red tickers and see where they're at, and let me know what you are trading. And that does it for me. If there is a ticker that you would like me to go over, please let me know.